It is playoff time in Utah. And as you guys can see on the right side of your screen, the Utah Jazz will get kicked off in their first round series first to Dallas Mavericks on Saturday at 11 a.m. Eastern time or Mountain time. So welcome on into the Jazz Tunnel, guys. Here we've got the Utah Jazz and Dallas Mavericks series preview. Again, as we just said, the series starts in just 2 days from now as the Jazz try and avenge last year's absolute collapse and find a way and try to win the NBA Finals. Blake, there's no better time than playoff season.
No, there is not. I mean, for Jazz fans, yeah, maybe there's a better time. But right now is basically the best we've been in a lot of ways. So now is the time. You got to go get it now. So let's start talking about this schedule. We start off with game one. Once again, that's at 11 p.m. or 11 a.m. Mountain Time. Gosh. And that would be, I believe, what would that be? 1 o'clock Eastern Time. Yes, I'm correct in saying that. And 12 Central. And that is, again, on Saturday. That's the 16th of April. And the first two games here in this series are going to be away for the Jazz at American Airlines Arena. And that is not an easy place to play in the playoffs. One of the bigger arenas in the NBA. Definitely not fun, but the Jazz also have a huge advantage at home when they are at home. So it is kind of tough that we don't have that advantage, but we will see how this one plays out.
I'm gonna actually, kind of get it started. I'm gonna throw in a bold take right away here in this series preview. I'm gonna give you all something. I am glad that we do not have home court advantage. And you look at me, and you're probably behind your desk or wherever you are, and you're watching the stream, and you go, "Well, why wouldn't you want the extra home game?" And we'll get into injuries later on in the series. There's injuries regarding both sides of these teams, obviously with one team more than the other. But with Luka Doncic probably being out game one and game two, I am surely glad that he is out for the home games and not the away games.
Yeah.
So actually, us being on the road first helps Utah.
It really
if you
does.
Truly sit down and think about it. That's just one way
you can
things. So I'm actually glad that in this particular series, not as a whole in general, obviously you want to have the extra home game, but in this series in particular, it actually pans out really nice for the Utah Jazz.
For us, you really got to hope for the Jazz to go into these first two games and win like they did against LA, and then come out and just keep dominating. The problem last time was that they just didn't keep dominating after those first two games. This year, hopefully will be different. But you can never tell before it starts, obviously, because you just never know what's going to happen in the playoffs. But you have to take advantage of these first maybe one or two games that Luka's going to be out. I would expect him to be back by either really game 2, game 3, or game 4. Like, he could be back at any time.
Game 3 or game 4 is kind of what I'm looking at.
Probable.
And you talk about injuries. I guess we can just hit injuries right now. Last year, the Jazz did not take advantage of the Kawhi Leonard injury. I think everybody and their grandmother, I think Clippers fans included, when Kawhi went down for the entire series, I truly believe everybody thought Utah was going to move on, go to the next round, and play the Suns in the Western Conference Finals. But the Jazz weren't able to take advantage of that. Granted, Donovan Mitchell wasn't 100% healthy. Granted, Mike Conley only played one game that series. But there was no excuse for what happened. So it is absolutely important. I was trying to find the right word for it. It's absolutely
crucial.
Crucial. There it is. Crucial. It's absolutely crucial. The Utah Jazz at least take one, hopefully two, when Luka's not playing. If you can do that, you're going to put yourself in a really good place to win.
Very good position.
All you've got to do is win one game at home. You got to win one game at home. You win one of game 3 and game 4. Doesn't matter which. You go up 3-1 with a game at home still remaining. You put yourself in a really nice spot, and that's what Luka's injury can do. For the Jazz injury, Blake, I believe it's only Trent Forrest who's injured for the Utah Jazz.
There was a couple other minor injuries, but they were mostly just rest kind of injuries, like trying to maintain these guys' bodies as they went down the stretch. But now the Jazz are basically the strongest they've ever been. I do want to finish talking about this schedule right now real quick. You take a look at Game 3. That would be on a Thursday, and that would be at home in Utah. That would be 8 o'clock Central and 9 Eastern time for you. And Game 4 also at home. That one's on a Saturday, and that one would come at 2:30 p.m. Mountain Time, 3:30 Central, and 3:30 Central and 4:30 Eastern. And for the Philippines, I'm not even sure, but you guys always seem to know. So, yes. Look at Game 5. That one time is not set yet, but that would be on a Monday if needed, and that would be in Dallas. Game 6 would be on a Thursday, and that would be at home for the Jazz. And Game 7 would be away, of course, since the Jazz do not have that home court advantage, and that would also be on a Saturday in Dallas.
Yeah, Dallas actually really does benefit from having, obviously, they don't benefit from being the first playoff game, but they do benefit from that Monday to Thursday break, trying to get Luka back. The last thing that I kind of want to touch on before injuries, and then, Blake, I know that you said you wanted to get into previous matchups of how, the Jazz and Mavs have matched up against each other so far this year. The Jazz, you take a look back in 2019, 2020 playoffs. You had Bogdanovich with the broken wrist. Who knows how far we could have gone if we had our second leading scorer. Many people forget Bojan Bogdanovich averaged 20.8 points per game back in that 2019-2020 season in his first year with Utah. Obviously, last year, Donovan Mitchell missed one playoff game. Mike Conley missed a boatload of playoff games. I mean, after he got injured in, Game 5 against the Grizzlies.
Yeah.
He did not play one game against the Clippers until they had to throw him out there at 25% in Game 6 when it was a must-win, and obviously we didn't even win that game. So the Jazz are going into the playoffs healthy, and that's not something the Jazz have experienced since, I guess you could say, the 2018-2019 playoffs.
Yeah. And those were much younger guys.
That was our weakest playoff showing, since Donovan Mitchell has been here. We lost first round of the Mavericks, only won one game, and that was Game 4. So being healthy at the right time, you take all
lost to the Rockets. Lost to the Rockets, right? I think
lost to the Rockets in 2019. But you take away all those injuries from last year. Who knows what could have happened last year? Obviously, injuries are a part of the game. But staying healthy is so crucial in times like these, because then you can get those matchup disadvantages with people out like Luka Doncic, who, again, we don't know when he's going to come back. We think Game 3 or Game 4. Blake, hit it away with how these teams have fared up against each other earlier this season.
So you've seen the schedule. Now we got to take a look at and kind of start to break this series down. Who's the probable victor here? I mean, who's going to come out on top? And one of the better ways to do that, although the playoffs are a different scenario, you never know what's going to happen. It's always helpful to look at how these teams have matched up in the past. So I want to rewind here, and let's go to our first matchup of this year. Actually, so the first matchup of this year, I believe that they have played 5 times this season. See?
No, they haven't.
Yes, one? Oh, wait, no.
One,
that's April 5th.
Two,
1,
three.
2, 3, 4. It's 4.
No, 1, 2, 3.
This is December 25th, 2021. You remember the Christmas Day game?
Yep.
That was this year. Yeah,
yep.
So 4 times. Okay.
3 times. You're right.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Okay.
You're right.
So we look at how the season started. Obviously, the Jazz were off to a hot start. They split the season series 2-2, but the Jazz came into this game 23-9, finished 24-9 as they beat the Mavericks 120-116. Mavericks still kind of struggling at that point. They start getting on a roll here in this second game. That one finished 114-109 Jazz.
That was that was one of the few games Utah was actually clutching this year. Donovan included, and O'Neal hit a big 3 in that game.
Yeah, and you also look at the Jazz's record there. You can see it really started to even out. Again, 23-9, really solid start, but 37-22 starting to creep up on you just a little bit there. The Mavericks just trailing behind at 35-25. At that point, it still looked like the Jazz were probable to be in that 3 or 2 seed. Now, let's take a look at the I would say the 4 seed actually. But let's take a look at their next matchup. 103-111 was the score in this one. The Mavericks came into this one 40-25, Jazz 40-24, virtually identical records. And the Mavericks came out on top, 111-103.
In both of those games, Utah had big leads, and it's kind of been the whole story this season. Is Utah having big leads, not being able to control them. Luka Doncic was a big part of it, but it's not even Luka Doncic that I want to get into. And there's a reason why, again, that I'm still, let's say Luka misses 3-4 games, and there's a reason why I'm still nervous. Our biggest problem against the Dallas Mavericks was not Luka Doncic. It wasn't Spencer Dinwiddie. For as good as Spencer Dinwiddie played,
he played fantastic.
It wasn't Spencer Dinwiddie who killed us. Blake, do you know exactly who I'm thinking of right now? Of who absolutely in every single game that the Jazz played them this season, when they acquired him, torched us. Torched, and I mean torched us. And it's the Utah Jazz biggest defensive.
Oh, I know. It's Max. It's Davis Bertans. What?
No, Reggie Bullock.
Is that
David Bertans played solid, but Reggie Bullock in look, pull it up.
Oh, you're right. I remember.
I know I'm right. He had 7 threes in that game. He had 7 threes in that game.
Dang, I forgot about that.
He was just on another planet, and it was in both games. I'm pretty sure. I think he was definitely better that second game, but Reggie Bullock was just a fire cannon. And every single opportunity, even when Luka Doncic wasn't on the floor, guys, it would be Dinwiddie creating a chance, Reggie Bullock getting wide open for 3, and he was knocking it down more times than he was not. And that's something that was really an issue, and the Jazz are going to have to clean up because, as you just said, you mentioned David Bertans. David Bertans, who they also acquired with Spencer Dinwiddie in that Washington Wizards trade. Such a great three-point shooter. Yeah, he comes off the bench, but, man, he can pull from the hash mark, and he will drain it. And, again, what is Utah's worst problem this year?
Perimeter defense.
Perimeter defense. Something we didn't address at the trade deadline, which, again, still to this day, don't understand why. But that is got to be the Jazz number one thing headed into this series, figuring out how on earth you're going to stop that perimeter that perimeter shooting for the Dallas Mavericks, as that is something that they present so well throughout their entire roster.
Yeah, they really do. And let's just take a look a little bit at some comparisons here, team by team. Offensive stats, Utah does have the number 1 offense in the league statistically, but that doesn't really mean much in the playoffs, as Dallas is 108 points a game, Utah at 113.6 a game. Again, throw that all out the window. You just got to go and play your hardest. 3-point percentage, these teams relatively even, 35% for the Mavericks and 36% from 3 for the Jazz. Again, they match up really well.
Hey, listen, don't let that number fool you.
Yeah.
Mavericks don't shoot 35% from 3 against us.
No, they
shoot 35%.
They'll be hot. Us. And look for a guy like Spencer Dinwiddie to come out and try to take Doncic's place in this next game.
Out. Yeah. When Luka's out game 1 and 2, most likely, look for Spencer Dinwiddie to go. So now you've heard all the previewing. Now you've heard it all, and we know now you want to hear our predictions for this series. We always like to give a prediction. Make sure to give your prediction down in the comment section below. At this time, also, make sure to smash up the like button if you're enjoying it, and hit that subscribe button for more Jazz content just like this. We go live for every single Jazz game here on the Jazz Huddle, and we also have post-game reports after every single Jazz playoff game. So now we're going to go and talk about our sponsor for today's Jazz Mavericks series preview. Blake is about to pull it up here on the screen. That is a Utah Jazz 75th anniversary bobblehead that you guys see on your screen. You got one of Karl Malone and one for John Stockton. Our sponsor for this video is Foco, and they came out with these special editions for all 75 NBA teams. What am I talking about? For all 75 NBA anniversary players, they came out with the special edition bobblehead. These things are super cool. Just look at them. Those are the design is immaculate. They've got the Jazz logo printed underneath. They've got the 75th anniversary kind of like plate on the back. They look super cool. Blake and I are getting one. We are going to have ours during the playoff streams, I believe sometime around game 2, game 3, whenever it does come in the mail, since we did order ours. But guys, you guys are going to want to get on this. Buy this up. They are super cool, and we're going to be doing a little giveaway. I'm coming up with this on the spot of my head, but we're going to be doing a giveaway. To everyone that does get one of these, you guys are going to be entered in to a sort of raffle, whatever. Just send me proof that you bought it, whatever it may be. And when you do, Send me that proof. You will be put in a raffle to win any sort of Jazz Jazz Huddle merchandise of your choice. Or if you want, you can choose a Jazz hat. Whatever it may be, if you buy one of those, you'll be put into a raffle to win a Jazz Huddle merchandise of some sort. So that is our sponsor for the video. Thank you to Foco for sponsoring the video. And now it is time for the playoff predictions. Not playoff prediction, just a series prediction. I don't care about any other team. I only care about the Utah Jazz. I'm going to be 100% real. I don't give a damn what happens over else in the East. I don't give a dang what happens over otherwhere in the West. I care about the Utah Jazz taking care of business here against the Dallas Mavericks. Blake, give it to me. What do you got? Jazz Mavericks first round, or the Jazz gonna choke again?
No, I say the Jazz in 6. That is my prediction. I say that they take game 1 and 2. They lose one at home when Doncic comes back, and they lose the game away, and then they win at home. That is my ideal scenario, and that is what I think is going to happen.
All right. I like it. All right. So I'm going to break it down game by game for you guys. I'm going to break it down game by game. Game by game. Here we go. Game 1, Utah wins. They sent a message. But then Dallas, without Luka Doncic, they win game number 2. So now people are like, well, crap. Now they get Luka Doncic back for game 3. But hold up. Utah takes game 3. They take a 2-1 series lead. Then Dallas goes on and wins game 4. And they win game 5. They go in to Utah game 6 with the chance to win the series. But it doesn't matter because the Jazz are going to find a way. They're going to win game 6. They're going to win game 7. And the Jazz are going to beat the Dallas Mavericks in a 7-game series in the best first-round series out of the entire first round of the NBA playoffs. The Jazz are going to come out victorious. They're going to get that hunch off their back, and they'll be slated to play the Phoenix Suns, and they'll try and pull off the upset of their life. Give me the Utah Jazz in 7 versus the Dallas Mavericks. It's happening. Luka being out is saving us in this series. If Luka was 100% healthy, I would take Dallas. But listen, I'm riding with my boys. Utah's going to find a way to get it done. I told you guys in the season prediction 7 months ago that the regular season would be underwhelming, but that we would go to the Western Conference Finals. I am going to stick to it.
All right.
I got to stick to it. Jazz in 7 versus the Dallas Mavericks.
All right. I like it. I like it a lot. I like
it too, man. I like it too, and I hope it becomes true. And we hope you guys did like the video today. Make sure if you did like the video to leave a big thumbs up on the video. We really do appreciate it. And, of course, subscribe if you're new to the channel and you enjoy what you saw and you want to see more of this content. Ladies and gentlemen, it doesn't get any bigger than this. The Jazz had all the opportunities to win it last year. They completely sold the bag last year. Let's be real. They completely sold the bag. But, ladies and gentlemen, for as crappy as this season has gone to our standards, to as many blown leads that Utah has had, by the way, hey, let's play something. The Utah Jazz lead the league in double-digit blown leads. 16 double-digit blown leads this season. That's insane. But listen to this. You know what else is 16? The Jazz win total. The Jazz win total away from winning an NBA championship, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, truth.
It's 16. Truth. It's 16. So take about all the bad losses. Take about all the injuries earlier in January with all the COVID issues, whatever it may be. That's all in the past. It is a brand new season. We are 16 games away from bringing a title back to Utah. I don't care what anybody says. I'm going to believe in this team through every series, no matter what. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the video, and we hope to see you on Saturday at 1 p.m. Eastern. Well, we'll be live at 12:45 p.m. Eastern time and 10:45 a.m. Mountain Time Zone for the Utah Jazz and the Dallas Mavericks game number 1. Have a great day, everybody.